Well, Happy New Year, everyone! Miss Jessica here with Bebo Kids Art Academy, and welcome to day 31, our last day of December. I hope you guys have been having a very fun day so far. Now, for our art, we're going to be making a sign that says Happy New Year with a lot of fireworks around it. And I'm only going to be using 3 things for coloring today: of gold, silver, and regular black Sharpie. Now, if you don't have these, that's fine. Use whatever you want. Now, let's go ahead and get started with our drawing. Today, we're going to be practicing lettering. As you can see, Happy and New Year. Now, have fun. You can make any kind of letters you want. Let's start with our number, though. 31 in the top corner. Turn that up and down vertical. I'm going to use my black Sharpie today to show you how to draw, but I want you to use a pencil. There's going to be some lines we need to erase, especially when you're writing. Sometimes when we write, we need to stop, erase, and try again. Please press as light as you can with that pencil. But let's go ahead and begin with the word happy. Happy New Year. The happy is going to go in the middle, and I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to do this. The bottom of our word is going to be straight, and the top's going to be a little curved. So find the middle of your paper where you'd like that to go, maybe a little higher. And for the bottom of our word, I want you to draw a straight line going across. Now, if you need to, maybe grab another piece of paper, lay that down, try to make it as straight as you can, and you can trace right over that. Just like so. Now, for the top of our word, it's going to be curved. So I'm just going to go above, decide how big I want my letters to be, and I'm going to draw a curvy rainbow line. Let's see, maybe try to make it even on both sides, just like that. These lines will eventually be erased, so press as light as you can with your pencil. All right, now let's go ahead and write our word happy. We need to try our best to center it. So let's look back at my previous one here, and let's count how many letters there are in this word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to find the letter that goes in the middle. So let's see. I know it's letter P. How you find that is you just make sure you have both on each side. So 1, 2, 1, 2. The center one is the middle. So let's go back to our drawing. Try your best. I'm going to start in the middle of my 2 lines, and I'm going to create my letter. So I'm going to start with a straight line. Again, using these as the top and bottom. I'm going to make it a bubble letter, so I'm going to add a little line at the top and my big curve and straight down. Now, if you would like to try something different, you can. Maybe you don't want to do a bubble letter today. You can just draw the letter, write the letter P. That's going to be up to you guys, but go ahead and try your best. Now, it's up to you which side you want to move to. I'm going to go to A, right next to it. So I'm going to draw my 2 lines down. Again, I'm going to do a bubble letter, so I'm going to leave a little space at the top and bottom. Then I'm going to draw my lines coming up for the bottom of it and add maybe a little like square or triangle in the middle. All right, it's looking pretty good so far. Next for H, again, I'm going to start with my lines for the side. Now look how one line's shorter than the other, and that's because it's starting to curve. Then I'm just going to add the top of the H and the bottom of the H. Now please take your time at any moment. Pause, work on the letters, erase if you need to, and just press play when you're ready. Now I got to jump to my second letter P, so I'm going to draw a straight line down. Again, I'm going to make it a little shorter, and then I'm going to curve and draw it down again and add the inside. And then my letter Y. Now the letter Y is going to be a little bit diagonal because I'm getting a really nice big curve here. So there's the top, and then I'm just going to draw my lines coming down for the bottom. All right, now happy is here. You need to do some erasing. Anything you don't want, we're going to erase, and I'm going to use this red marker to show you where. So grab your erasers. Where you see red, that's where you're going to be erasing. So it's any line that's not attached to the letter. If it's touching your letter, like the top of the A or the H, leave it there. So I'm going to go around, use your eraser, and underneath the letter as well. So anything that's part of your letter now, keep it there, but erase the rest and anything else you see. And then you should just have a whole letter. I'll give you a sneak peek. That should look like this once you're done erasing. Now I'm going to use this later to help you trace, but let's go ahead and move on to New Year. So for New Year, I'm going to do cursive, but please feel free to just do it however you want. Maybe you just want to write the word New Year. So I'm going to help you guys do that as well. Let's jump back to my original drawing. We got to find the middle again. You guys might be able to figure it out just by looking at and knowing P's in the middle. Look what's underneath. The letter Y. So I'm going to show you guys a trick as well. Let's count how many. We have 1, 2, 3 words in new. We got to count our space as well. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 letters all the way across, including 1 space. Now, if I take 8 and I divide it by 2, we get 4 and 4. This is a little tricky and a little advanced, so if it's confusing, don't do this. Just have fun writing. Now, if I have 4 letters on one side and 4 on the other, there's no middle letter for me. So what I do is I just look and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So right between my Y and the space is in the middle. Again, just try your best and have fun. So I'm going to begin with year, actually. I'm going to go find the middle. So that's going to be here. And I'm going to draw an imaginary line, which just means a very light line. All right, so on the right side, we're going to write year. Now, again, you can do this however you want, but I'm going to do mine in cursive. We spell that by Y. It's kind of like a little U with a tail. Then an E, A, R. Now when I jump to the other side, I want to leave a space between my line. And I know my W is going to start right about there. So I'm going to jump over here and make an N. So I'm going to make a very fancy one. So we spell new, N, E, W. Please go ahead and finish writing New Year. If you need to erase, please do so. Just press pause and press play when you're ready. Now the rest of our picture, we're just going to have fun dressing it up. So spend a lot of time on those words. You may need more time than I did on mine. That's okay. On my happy, I'm going to add some party hats because I always like to wear a party hat when I celebrate. So I'm going to put one on top of the H and one on top of the Y. Right here where the little H is, I'm going to add a triangle on top. Then just connect it together with a curve. And now he's wearing a little party hat. Just add those lines underneath. Maybe you want to decorate your hat. I'm going to put stripes, but you could do polka dots, whatever you want. And I'm going to add some little loops around it to look like the top of my hat. So go ahead if you want to add that, you can. I'm going to do that one more time on the top of the Y. So I'm going to add my triangle, curved line, some lines on the bottom, maybe some more stripes so it matches, and then I'm going to add a little loop, a little different hat. Please feel free to pause at any time and just draw whatever you'd like to add. Maybe you want to draw some little party blowers or some poppers. But next I'm going to add, and our final thing is our fireworks. And I'm going to fill the page up with it to celebrate Happy New Year. Now, if you guys would like to, you can also write the new date. It's about to be 2021. So if you'd like to, you can write it at the bottom, but I'm just going to go ahead and add a lot of fireworks. I'm going to start above my H, around my party hat. And I'm going to start with just some long lines going up. Don't let it touch the party hat. It's almost as if it's shining, so shine lines. Make them nice and long. Once you go all the way around, come back in between and add some shorter ones. Then I'm going to jump to the other side, maybe right about the middle where my P's are, and I'm going to add 3 more with some shorter ones in between. Now, if you would like to place them in the same spot as me, you can, or you can do your own placement. Have some fun. Now that I'm done with the top of my letter, I'm going to move to the bottom. I'm going to go underneath where Y is, and I'm going to add some more, kind of angling down. And like I said, please add some smaller ones in between. It makes it look really cool like fireworks. Then I'm going to jump to my N for New Year, and I'm going to add some more longer ones, kind of curving around, and some smaller ones in between. Now, my words have a lot, so I'm going to add one at the top and one at the bottom. But this time, watch how I'm going to draw it. When I draw my lines, I'm just going to pretend that there's an imaginary circle there, and I'm going to add these curves coming off the left and right and up at the top. Go ahead and try that as well. Then just like before, in between, add some smaller lines. Let's do that at the top and at the bottom. Don't let your lines touch. They're just going to be next to each other, and smaller ones in between. Now, I'm going to go ahead and end it right there, but please feel free to add more. Maybe you want more fireworks everywhere. Maybe you want to draw other things that remind you of the new year. Maybe you want to draw stuff that you're looking forward to, that maybe you're super excited to do in the new year. Maybe it's your birthday coming up, and you're so excited to get 1 year older. Maybe you're going to go on a very special trip, or maybe you're just excited to be with your family and friends. So if you would like, take the time and add some things that you're so excited about for the next year. Please pause, draw some more if you'd like, and then press play when you're ready. But next we're going to trace. But remember, we're not going to trace with just our black Sharpie. I'm going to show you guys how to trace with my metallic one. So I'm going to now switch it with one I drew before. It's exactly the same, but now you can see all the lines that I've erased. But this is all pencil. We are going to be tracing, so if you'd like to join me in the colors, you could grab maybe a silver or gray marker, a yellow or a gold, and your black one. So that way it kind of matches my colors. I am going to use my black Sharpie to trace the word happy. So let's go ahead and grab the black Sharpie, and we're going to try our best to follow right along the lines of just the word happy. Not the party hats or anything else. So if you drew stuff on there, just go ahead and go around just the word happy. Trying very hard to stay right on top of my lines. We'll just erase anything when we're done. We're also going to do this for New Year as well, but I'm going to tell you guys something to do just a second. So please finish that up. And again, at any time, if you need to pause, take some more time, always do so. Now for the word New Year's, if you'd like, instead of using a really thick Sharpie, you can use a thin Sharpie. Let me show you what that will look like. Again, if you don't have one, just use what you do have. When I use a thin Sharpie, it almost makes it look like the size of a pencil, but it's black like a Sharpie. So if you'd like to do that, you can, or you can just go ahead, continue to use your black Sharpie, and just trace over New Year. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my regular one here so you can see it a little bit better. And let's trace the word New Year. Now once you're done, be careful. But you can go ahead and grab an eraser of some sort and just go around and erase any pencil lines that may be left behind. And that's okay, I got a couple too. Happens when you trace. So let's spend a couple seconds to do so, especially on our New Year word, but don't erase your fireworks or anything else you did draw. Now the rest of everything, I'm going to just use my metallic colors. So let's go with our party hats. I'm actually going to use my skinny Sharpie just so you guys can see it a little bit better. So if you want to trace yours with your black one, you can. But I'm going to color it with my gold and my silver. So I can outline the top, the sides, just like that. Maybe I can even trace the lines. And I'm just going to outline, again, I'm using a skinny one, but you can use your regular Sharpie as well, or you can even use the gold and silver. And don't forget to do a little erasing once you're done. Don't erase those fireworks. Now I'm going to use my gold and silver in any order or whatever you might be using today. I'm going to color in some silver stripes. And maybe you've done some New Year's celebrating and you have lots of different colors. I know sometimes red is a really good color to bring into New Year's. So really have fun with the colors you choose. I'm going to do some gold up here at the top. just like so. And I'm going to be done, but maybe you want to color the rest of the stripes and you can. Then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to switch to gold stripes on the opposite side. All the way atop, again skipping. And I'm going to leave the white stripes there, but maybe you would like to color those in, you can. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of black down here so it looks like the inside of the party hat is dark. I can't see it, just like that. Now I'm going to use the same two colors for all my fireworks. So let me give you guys a pattern to try. For all the fireworks that are around my letters, I'm going to use gold for all the long lines. So maybe you want to just grab one color. We're just going to do that color for all the long lines, tracing right over. So I'm just going to take my time all the way around, just the parts of the fireworks that are around my letters. Now be careful if you're using a metallic marker like me, we can't erase right away, gotta let it dry. It's a little wet. If you have a Sharpie, you can go ahead and erase, that'll be fine. Then once you're done with the long letters, you're just going to add silver or your second color for all your long lines. Excuse me, I meant lines. For all those little short ones in between. So it's kind of like a pattern. Long, short, and then we have gold, silver, or whatever color you may be using. Now, since I did gold for my long lines and silver for the short ones, I'm now going to switch. Now, on the outside too, I'm going to do silver for the long lines and gold for the short ones. If you would like to keep it the same, you may. That's going to be up to you. And if you drew anything else, you guys can use any colors you want. You can still stick with gold and silver if you'd like, but feel free to bring in some other colors. Maybe you drew some other objects. Have fun with that. So now I'm going to use gold for all the shorter lines. Now you might be thinking, well, that's it. That's all I drew. But there's still one more thing we can do. Grab a Sharpie. It can be a thin one or a thicker Sharpie. I'm going to use my bigger one, a black. And around all of our fireworks, we're going to put little dots. And what these little dots do is it kind of looks like maybe little sparkles like confetti. Maybe you want to draw more confetti. I'm just going to do it around all of them, spreading them in different ways. Maybe they're little stars, since at night is usually when you shoot off fireworks, otherwise you can't see them. And I'm just going to take my time, go nice and slow. Notice how I'm not going really fast, otherwise I might get some lines instead of dots. And I'm just going to do that to all the fireworks. Now I know they're a little hard to see, but you guys can still see that they are there. And it's just going to make it look extra fun, extra festive for the new year. All right, now we still have our letters to do for happy. They're kind of empty, so I want to give you guys a couple ideas, but you can always just color those however you would like. All right, so for the letters happy, please go ahead and finish your dots if you need to, but I'm all done with mine. There's a few things we can do. You could color them in solid like I did for my number 31. You could add a pattern like stripes or polka dots. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my two gold and silver. And along the left side of all my letters, I'm just going to add little dots. You can do them in random order. You can make it straight just on the left side. And the bottoms of anything as well. Again, you don't have to do this, but this is another way. It almost looks like lights. Maybe they're lighting up at night. And I'll do the bottom of the letter P. And once I'm done with my gold, I'm going to go back and do the same thing with my silver in the same spot, just adding a little bit more. Again, this is an option, something you can do if you'd like to try, but you don't have to. So now I'm just going to add some silver dots. It's okay if they go on the gold dots, it just gives it a little extra fun New Year's feeling to it. So let's add some there. But go ahead and finish that up in any way that you would like to. And you guys, this is the end of our draw for our last day of December. Please make sure to finish coloring and anything else, but it has been an absolute pleasure to be here with all of you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your new year, New Year's Eve, and then jumping into our new year here in just a little bit. All right, please finish those up, but we would love to see these on our Febo Village page. Check us out on Facebook. You can post your Happy New Year pictures, and we'd love to see all the fun creativity you added. Well, my name is Miss Jessica, and thank you for joining us here at Febo Kids Art Academy. I hope to see everyone again real soon. A big Happy New Year from all of us here. Bye!